This is the Hidden Killers Podcast with Tony Bruschi.
It was a shocking crime. One that could stun even the most seasoned of detectives. 4 young university students, all with their entire lives ahead of them, brutally murdered in their own home. And now, as the investigation into their deaths unfold, the evidence that has come to light is pointing to a man as, of course, the primary suspect that we've been talking about here for quite some time, Bryan Kohberger. Kohberger, 28-year-old former doctoral student at Washington State University, arrested December 30th, 2022 at his parents' house in Albrightsville, Pennsylvania, taken into custody on suspicion of quadruple murder in Idaho. In the slayings of Maddie Mogen, Kaylee Goncalves, Xana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin. The murders, which took place in Moscow, Idaho on November 13th, 2022, it sent shockwaves through this small rural community and neighboring Pullman, Washington, where Kohberger was a graduate student studying criminology. And now the newly released search warrant from Kohberger's arrest is shedding new light on the evidence that the police gathered against him. This one, specifically from his parents' house in Pennsylvania. You know, the house that he went to on Christmas break right after he was fired. According to the warrant, Pennsylvania police seized several items of clothing when they arrested Kohberger at his parents' home, including a silver flashlight, 4 medical gloves, and his Under Armour socks, boxers, and shorts. They also took a white sweatshirt he was wearing and 4 buccal swabs. Kohberger was believed to have been wearing dark clothes at the time of the murders, and police say he left a footprint with a diamond pattern on the side that is consistent with a pair of Vans sneakers. When he was taken into custody, police seized a pair of black Nikes. In addition to the evidence from the clothing, police say that the DNA found on the snap button of the knife sheath left next to one of the bodies is a 99.9% match of Kohberger. And according to sources, he had more than one photograph of one of the victims on his phone, though it is unclear if they were taken before the killings or from the vast media coverage of them before he was arrested. Things that will eventually come out in court if this sees trial. Former friends of Kohberger have also claimed that he had a crippling heroin addiction, and his alleged motive remains unconfirmed. The warrant also details how Pennsylvania police were asked to assist in the investigation on December 28th after Kohberger and his father traveled from Idaho back to the East Coast. Investigators began physical surveillance of the property, and in the early morning hours of December 27th, they observed Kohberger walking near his parents' house. Based on this, the state troopers requested a nighttime search warrant and executed the raid in the early hours of December 30th. Kohberger is due back in court in June, and while he's yet to enter a formal plea, his attorneys have indicated in the past that he plans to plead not guilty. Back saying he's looking forward to being exonerated on the charges. The evidence against him is mounting, and as that investigation continues, it's only a matter of time before the truth about what happened to Maddie, Kaylee, Xana, and Ethan is finally revealed. For the families of the victims and for the community at large, the murders of these young university students will always be a painful chapter in their history. But with each new piece of evidence that comes to light, they can take solace in the fact that justice is being served, that the person responsible for these horrific crimes is facing the consequences of their actions, hopefully. And as the investigation continues, they can hold on to the hope that one day they will finally have the answers that all of them so desperately seek.
This is the Hidden Killers Podcast with Tony Bruschi.
We're keeping an eye on the case for you. Be sure to press subscribe wherever you download podcasts so you don't miss any breaking episodes or discussions on this case as it continues to unfold. It's kind of a drip thing right now with this. June 26th is the time of the next court appearance in which evidence will be laid down and he will plead. Unless, of course, a grand jury is convened before then. But in this case, anything is possible. My name is Tony Bruschi. You can follow me on Twitter at TonyBPod for more on this and the other cases that we are following for you 24/7. Stay with us.